I'm not sure you can hear me that well, but I'm going to try and film the video anyway because I literally have nowhere else to film in the whole hostel because my room, the light flickers. Common room, there are just people there all the time. Here, it's not great either because there's music playing 24/7. So this video is obviously going to get like a copyright claim, but it's not as if I make any money off YouTube anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, this is literally the third time that I'm trying to film this video. You haven't... literally just caught a mop. You never saw the first attempt because I tried filming it with my original vlogging camera, but the audio was messed up for the entire video. It sounded like I was in a plane that was flying through the ocean with the windows open. Second attempt was on the rooftop. Well, I currently am still on the rooftop, but it was over there like the hammock type net bed type thing. I'm hoping the audio is going to be alright because I'm still outside and like there are cars and birds and people shouting like every 2 seconds. So I'm just hoping the audio is going to be alright. We'll just have to wait and see in the editing process. If you saw last week's video, if you watched it till the end, then you would have seen that I typed up on the little screen that this week's video more like is going to be a more chatty style video. I'm going to sit down and just, you know, have a little chat with you guys. It's been a while that I've just sat down, had a chat without any distractions, without any cooking. Well, I do have some distractions actually, like people. I think I'm my own distraction. I'm going to talk about being alone and more precisely what I've learnt from being alone. Now this video is going to get quite deep, so if you're uncomfortable with the subject of being alone, click off the video, join in next week. No, actually stay on, get my watch time up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit that like, leave a comment. I've been around for some time now. Not that long. I mean, I'm still really young. I'm only 22. I've lived for 2 decades. I was going to say centuries just then, but I'm not that old. Like, come on, Gabriel. Can't say that I remember all of it, but I've got a little bit of wisdom to share. Just a little bit. What's weird is that I'm in my 3rd decade. I just find that mad. Like, I'm living my 3rd decade. To celebrate me entering I mean, I've already entered the 3rd decade. Like, come on, it's been 2 years. Grow up. Did you hear that? That's what I mean when, like, distractions. The bell's going off from the church. What time is it? Oh, it's 6, that's why. Before I get started, well, no, I am going to get started, like, this is the first point. But to kick things off, let's start with that. To kick things off, being alone doesn't necessarily mean being lonely. You can be alone, but not lonely. You can be lonely, but not alone. Let's hear that again. You can be alone, but not lonely, but you can be lonely and not alone. Is that sunk in yet? Wanna hear it again? No, I'm joking. See, lots of my friends don't really understand why I love spending so much time by myself. I mean, I am friends with a lot of extroverts. They constantly need people around them to feel less alone, I guess. You know, to be happy, which is fine. Like, there are 2 types of people, extroverts and introverts. I'm sure there is like a mixture in between. I'm sure I'm like a mixture. You know, some people just need people around them. I myself, not so much. Why is the bell going off again? We know it's 6 o'clock, come on. Like I was saying, I myself don't necessarily need people around me 24/7 to feel less lonely. I have my own company. Because the world that the sun is in my eyes. I'm gonna like complain like maybe 3 or 4 more times throughout this video just to pre-warn you. The world that I've created for myself in my head, like my little world, my little bubble, is so comfortable, is so great that I don't see the point. No, it's not that I don't see the point. I don't feel the need to constantly be around people. Like if I could spend a whole week on a desert island, give me a book and I'm sorted. The next point, the next thing, the next topic, the next whatever you want to call it that I've learned from being alone is that the sun is pissing me off. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the infamous healing process. For whatever situation, mainly relationships. Never been in a relationship, but I've gone through some shit. Can the sun just literally go behind a cloud? I would be very oh my God, God is real. It may seem harder and it may actually be harder to heal by yourself, but the end result is 100, if not 110 times more beneficial, healthier, whichever adjective you want to use. Healing by yourself, you're not distracted by meaningless and random relationships or hookups. I'm gonna go on to hookups afterwards, but you know, bear with. And just focusing on yourself rather than mixing someone else into the equation, you get a much better understanding of who you are and who you want to become. So to summarize, healing by yourself, healing without, you know, getting distracted is so much healthier. Yeah, it may take longer, it may be harder, but the end result, like I said, is it's worth the wait, it's worth the pain. Can I get like the brightness turned down just a tiny bit, please? The next thing I've learned, the next thing I've found, the next thing I've discovered is that I've really made peace with who I am. what I can and what I can't change about myself. I know things will most likely change and I'll evolve and I'll just keep on, you know, changing throughout my whole life. But in the past few months, if not weeks, I've just, you know, kind of like made peace with myself. One thing that I haven't made peace with is my receding hairline, and I don't think I'll ever get over that until I've probably like lost my hair or I go to Turkey and get a hair implant. Whoever is up for paying that, you know, hit me up in my DMs. I always kind of thought that I never belonged anywhere, that I never had like a proper home, because I don't really feel at home in the UK. I don't really feel at home in France anymore. Well, those are the only two places I've actually ever lived, so yeah. So I don't really feel like I have a home. But again, I've made peace with that and I'm happy with not belonging anywhere. And from having that feeling of not really belonging anywhere, I kind of feel like, rude, I kind of feel like I've become addicted to fresh starts. Does that sound weird to say that? Because I often forget how easy it is for me to adapt and, you know, fit in a new place and, you know, meet new people, make friends, whatever. I always forget how easy it is. Yeah, it's kind of scary sometimes, don't get me wrong. But once you spend like 3 days somewhere, that place just feels familiar, almost. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about, and it's kind of a big topic, is maybe a bit controversial in this community, in like the gay community. I mean, not controversial, that's probably the wrong word, but it's like, it goes against what most, I don't know, I'm guessing most people do, and that's hookups. Random meaningless sex. Can I say sex? I don't really make any money off YouTube, so I don't make any money off YouTube, who am I kidding? I can't do random hookups. I can't do meeting a random stranger on Grindr. I can't do speaking to someone for like 5 minutes and meeting up afterwards. I just find like the whole hooking up culture is so toxic and so low-key repulsive sometimes. I just find like sleeping with someone way too intimate for that to be shared with some random person that you've never met. Like, you can taste and smell that person for like the whole week. And why would you want to risk that with like some random person? The next thing I've discovered isn't only like for me, and it's kind of like we all have this void that we're trying to fill, right? Some people think like getting into a relationship will solve their problems and like fill that void. And it might do at first, but that relationship is going to become so common and it's just going to become like a normal part of your daily life that you're going to have to find some other things to fill that void. Am I wrong? So at the end of the day, chasing that relationship, chasing that person that you want to be with, you absolutely think that will make you feel 100 times better. At the end of the day, it won't. And I definitely think there are ways of filling that void, maybe not to the top, maybe not fully, but there are definitely ways of doing it by yourself. And that's just living a healthier life, I guess. Getting some exercise, eating healthy, and getting 8 hours of sleep. I mean, I'm only doing like half of those things, so halfway there, so halfway fine. The next thing I kind of learned, well, it's not something I really learned because I've never been in a relationship, it's more something that I've observed from the outside. Now, when you get into a relationship, you never leave yourself behind, kind of thing. I mean, some people get lost in their relationships or whatever, but you never leave yourself, you're always with yourself, therefore you're never alone. No matter who you're with, what you're doing, no matter what job you take, no matter where you travel, no matter what life throws at you, you'll always be with yourself. I'm trying to like be like serious when the sun is literally like blinding me right now. So before you jump into a relationship, thank you. Perfect. So before jumping into that new relationship, make sure you're at peace with yourself before intertwining your soul with someone else. I'm a poet. No, I'm joking. The 1975 said it, not me. I think that's all we've got time for today, my loves. I might start calling you my loves from now on. How do you like the sound of that? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I'm gonna go before I actually get blinded by the sun because it's actually unbearable. Like, I don't know why I've been sitting here for so long. Anyway, I'm gonna go and have a beer, I think, because your boy's parched. I hear that word. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a like and leave a comment with some kind words. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Maybe that bell notification whilst you're at it. And to finish things off, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening. Peace. I'm blind.